Edmund Bartlett, our Minister of Tourism.
Thank you very much. And you in Black River might not know her by that name, but for us she's Sprucey. And I just wanted to be very clear for those who are gender sensitive that it has nothing to do with any such matter. It only has to do, well, I mean, if it is so too, but it really has nothing to do with that, but more her literary skills. And that when I had my first iteration as Minister of Tourism, we established a program called Spruce Up, which has been going for quite a number of years. It had a little interregnum when I was on sabbatical, for 4 years. But it came back with a bang in 2016, and we are going guns. 383 communities have benefited. Nearly $2 billion have been spent. All 63 constituencies. It's one of the few programs in government that every single constituency benefits every single year equally. So, Sprucey, she was the first director of Spruce Up. And then she subsequently wrote a comic, a kind of a, what was it, a story, a comic with two characters, Sprucey and Limey. So, since I am not Limey, you understand me? So I call her Sprucey. And so she's been with us for so long, And today she is the Director of Communications and does a tremendous job for us in comparing these many events that we have across Jamaica. Marlene Stevenson-Daly, I want to give her a very nice round of applause, Black River. My colleague, minister and political son, as he fondly and correctly says, Honorable Floyd Green, your member of parliament, and I've never seen a young man as passionate about a people and a constituency like Floyd Green for St. Elizabeth Southwest. And you heard him talk about more, and it's true. Because he says I'm the minister of more, he just pour it on me more and more and more every time. So in Pedro he really laid it on heavy, and he's doing similarly here in Black River, and correctly so too, because it's not just a passion now. He has a little more than that. He has a sense of what is required to build this town and to enhance the capacity of people to add value at every step of the way. And that is the essence of good leadership. Leadership is not about forcing you to follow anything. Leadership is to enable you to build the capacity to add value. And as long as you are able to add value at every step of the way, then your life will be worth living, and you yourself will be a blessing. His Worship the Mayor, I'm meeting him properly for the first time today. I mean properly. I've known of Richard from a long time because he's one of the young up and coming, leaders who we have met in his earlier years. But properly meeting him as the Mayor of Black River today for the first time, and really impressed with his presentation, and want to congratulate him on the work that he's doing as Mayor. We were with our security partners all morning, and Assistant Commissioner Mackenzie, and where is my friend Superintendent? Well, I don't, he's in the street doing his job. and he gave me a good report of the management of crime in the parish, and I want to repeat it, that you have had the good record of having only 7 murders in the parish for the last 2 months. And I want to give him and the team here a very strong round of applause and to congratulate them. And he tells me that the next time I come to Black River, year to date, oh my goodness, even stronger than what I understood and perhaps articulated in Pedro Plains. But I told him that the next time that I come, I want to hear that seven just stand still and can't move. You know, so when the year ends, it will still be 7, and then what a wonderful feeling it would be of safety and security for everybody in the parish. And it is possible because he tells me he has the support of the people. And that's the point that I wanted to emphasize, is that it's about the people. It's not about the laws. It's about something called legitimizing that which is provided for you to do. And once you comply, you immediately give legitimacy to it. And that's what we want. And our police is all about that. They're not really anxious to arrest you, you know. They don't want to do that. They want you to comply. They want you to follow the rules and to obey the laws. And once you do that, everything is fine. So this is one of the reasons that, you know, we are very concerned sometimes when there's too much quarrel about rules and regulations. Because what that presupposes is an anxiety to do the wrong things. And so we want to encourage people to do the right things. And for the right reasons. Not because they're going to be penalized. Not because they're going to go to jail. Not because they're going to be given any kind of punitive action. But because it is the right thing to do. And they are taught and to understand that what is to be done is always to be done the right way. So we end up agreeing that we must do the right things the right way at all times. And so I'm excited about what our security forces under the leadership of our commissioner, the direction of our minister, and the overall guidance of our prime minister has been doing to change and transform the way in which we are viewing the whole matter of enabling social stability and to have peace and calm and social order within our Jamaican space. And just to make the point that it's not going unnoticed, because no less a person than the Secretary of State of the US recently came here and lauded the work that you have been doing and the success that Jamaica has achieved, to the extent that within a short period after he left here, he was able to enable us to have a new travel advisory rating. And Jamaica is now in level 2, where all the good people of the world are, who are said to be in a safe and secure space. So we want to go to level 1, and we're working hard, and with your good work, it will be done and will be there. The team from the TPDCo, led by Wade Mars, as minister, I just say that I am the luckiest minister on planet Earth. I have the best team that could be assembled anywhere to do the work that has been given. And so I stand on your shoulders, and I keep saying, whatever is said of me or about me anywhere, good or bad, I stand on your shoulders. Black River is a parish capital that I have known from I was a boy. I actually went to school in the parish, as is well known. Work on integrity, yes? Sorry, Bobo. But we have had a great relationship over time. And I meet and see so many wonderful friends of the past and schoolmates and so on as I go about in Black River here, as well as in the great parish of St. Elizabeth. I call it the second greatest parish in Jamaica, of course. But Black River is a town that we will speak about. and we will have to continue to look at in a strong way as the next tourism town in the south of Jamaica. And I'm saying this not because Floyd Green is prompting me hard, although he is. But I'm saying it because the history of Black River invites us to look deeper at the cultural and heritage values of this town, which can be leveraged to provide greater economic benefit for the people of the town. And notwithstanding the geophysical attributes that you have within the areas around it, the largest navigable river in Jamaica and arguably in the English-speaking Caribbean, the Black River, having one of the finest waterfalls in West, having the Appleton experience, and having the wildlife. I want to speak about the flora and fauna of this great town as well as the parish. And then there is Lover's Leap, which is the most fantastic view that one could have, with that sense of mirage, as it were, that the closer you get, the further you are, but it looks like you are just next door to whatever the attraction and the events are. And so that's another mega area to deal with. Treasure Beach, well, what can I say about Treasure Beach? Treasure Beach has become the center for community tourism in the region. It is now expanding at a rate that is phenomenal. And what I'm happy about is that it is driven largely by Jamaicans. And our Jamaicans are building out the facilities within that area and providing opportunities for other Jamaicans to participate in terms of fractional ownership and also in terms of share of the sharing economy as we know it. Some people commonly say Airbnb. But beyond that, Black River is the breadbasket capital of Jamaica. The parish itself provides the greatest opportunity for us to not only feed ourselves, but to be able to provide the resources, the gastronomy delights of tourism for the mural and the multiple visitors that are coming to our country and our destination. So we need to look at deeper and stronger arrangement for tourism involvement in the parish of St. Elizabeth. It is true that there are other options for hotels and so on. I want to be very clear in saying that we are zoning St. Elizabeth and that South Coast in particular for low density, high value added tourism. And I want it to be clearly understood by all that you are not likely to see any of the multi-story, high-rise tourism plants that we have on the North Coast along this side. And we also want to drive ecotourism in a strong way. Because besides the fact that the maroon settlement that we have, you know, in the hills of Akongpong and in Mulgrave and Ipswich and Bellomans and those places, you don't think I know them? All those places, and even when you go around to Black River, going as far as Octembedi, these are wonderful geopolitical features that are existing there that can be leveraged to enable a stronger ecotourism activity in our area. But as we grow the agricultural development in the parish, along with it will be agrotourism, because the farmers can now have an attraction to showcase how they plant, the way in which they reap, the way in which they culture the planting. Because mulching, for example, is a unique way of ensuring a retention of moisture in the soil, which is not practiced everywhere. And it provides an opportunity for visitors to come and to see how that is done. In other places like Israel and so on, we have drip irrigation. They are able to measure what is required. But our farmers, over the years, have been able to utilize, right, the very straws and the very refuse that they use for other purposes to create that cover for the soil, to enable the retention of the moisture, while at the same time keeping the soil microorganisms intact so that it can nourish and build and enrich the soil. So all of these are very important attributes that have value in the tourism space. And so establishing, therefore, the office here in Black River is the right thing to do. And I was very, very strong in ensuring that those who had the benefit of an office somewhere else on the South Coast are not marginalized or do not feel that the presence of the office here in Black River as the now headquarters, as it were, for the South Coast is in any way derogating from the value that they have and the importance that they have as a tourism area. But Black River is the center now of the new development thrust for tourism on the South Coast. But I want to make another point about the importance of this office. So this office, as we say, is not merely just a building that facilitates some individuals to spend quality time, but it is the repository of knowledge and information and guidance. It is not all about the regulatory and legislative arrangements around tourism that this office will be the custodian of, and it has to be, in order for us to ensure that orderly development and structured development of the industry in the area. But it is an area to enable the development of your capabilities to do better in your space. And I want it to be understood in that context, that coming into this office means there are people who are interested in providing you with the knowledge and the information that will enable you to add value and to do more. And if it isn't happening that way, you let me know, because that's the purpose of this office here. And so the other key reason is that for destination assurance, and you hear we talk about destination assurance, which is our promise to the market of a safe, secure, and seamless experience that the visitors will have when they come to our country. And establishing this office here is to also provide the basis for the moving parts of tourism to converge and congeal. I've said it often that tourism doesn't have anything, but tourism requires everything. And that tourism, in fact, is merely a confluence of all these new moving parts that must all come together seamlessly to create an experience that has a value and a price. So we require every single skill set that is existing out there, because the ideas that flow from each represents points of experiences. People travel to fulfill their passions. And what are these passions? Well, you name it. It can be anything. And it surprises most that a simple idea from someone who you regard as being totally unlearned, with no formal education, can mushroom into a huge piece of commercial value that brings wealth and prosperity to it. I've always said this in a simple way, that tourism is perhaps the only industry in the world where you need not have 1 inch of formal education in which to make a good, strong economic being from. A simple guy who makes 2 crabs, 2 simple crustaceans, 2 crabs, race. And every night, tourists flock the place to see 2 crabs race. And from that, he buys a car, He builds a house, he sends his children to school, he's independent and he looks good. Tourism is that kind of economic activity that embraces everybody. And that's what we want to do. And that's what we will continue to do. So when we talk about linkages, for example, in tourism, and agriculture and tourism have been the twin partners in terms of that linkage. Because 42% of the consumption pattern of a visitor is related to food. 42% of every dollar that a visitor spends when they travel anywhere in the world is on food. So the capacity to provide that food that they need locally enables us to retain 42% of the expenditure to begin with. So do the math. If they spend $4.5 billion overall in Jamaica, and 42% is on food, and we can provide that 42%, you begin with nearly $2 billion in the pockets of the ordinary people and the Jamaican entrepreneurs in the farming community. That's huge. And since I'm into 5 by 5 by 5, you know by next year it will be 5 million. And because we're expanding to bring new properties in and to bring new markets to bear and to bring more airlines in, we are going to be moving that 5 million in short order to 7 and 8 million. And think of that 42%. And you will see exactly what we're talking about. So the way is now open. But we have to embrace it. And we mustn't always be complaining that we're not linking. We must begin to be actively linking now because the opportunity is there. And your government that I am Minister of, and Prime Minister Andrew Holness is the Prime Minister of, is committed to ensuring that there will be legislative and regulatory arrangement which will enable the facilitation of Jamaicans to engage into the value chain of tourism on the supply side in particular. We're looking at business of long-term contracts that you could have with hoteliers that will enable you to have a discussion with your banks, and they will be able to respond properly to you because they now know that you have a long-term contract for 3 years or 4 years and that you have a commitment with a sure market, and therefore they could lend whatever you require because your ability to repay is secure. We're looking at a brand new arrangement to make sure that more Jamaicans can become inserted in the supply side of tourism, because that's where the wealth is. A lot of people think it is about hotel. Yes, you make some money there. But the consumption pattern of the visitor is 3 to 5 times that of the local. When the visitor comes, they want the best of everything, and they pay the best price for everything. And if you supply it and provide it, then you will get that best in your pocket. And that's the power of this great industry. And a lot of people don't understand it. And I'm proud to tell you that the Andrew Holness administration understands the power of tourism and how it can drive wealth in a country. And one of the good things about it, which I don't say very often, is the stability that this administration has brought to tourism. Some other administration in the 22 years have had some 13 ministers of tourism. This administration in our 16 years has had 1 minister of tourism. And that makes a difference in terms of stability and to be able to carry a vision and to see it into fruition. And it also brings a global respect to what we do as, of course, an opportunity for thought leadership, which Jamaica provides well across the world today. So I want you to know that the effort to open this office is not simply to have a building looking nice in Black River, but it's an opportunity for you to now learn more, grow more, expand more, earn more, and to be able to, like the many tourists that keep coming to Jamaica, recognize the value of this wonderful place that you have, and in all you're doing, keep choosing Jamaica.